we go. Here it is that time. Oh, hang on a second. No, it's not that time because that time was yesterday and we weren't here. I do apologize. A very good evening from the Boyne Valley. Welcome to the Mythical Ireland Library for Live Irish Myths, episode number 348, I think, isn't it? Yeah, wow. Nearly at 350. Imagine that. This week, continuing our exploration of tales from the Ulster Cycle and Lady Gregory's Cúchlain of Muirthemne. If you're joining us, please do say hello, whether you're watching on the Mythical Ireland Facebook page or indeed on the Mythical Ireland YouTube channel. Lots of problems with the Facebook feed last week. Nothing to do with me. Blame Mark Zuckerberg and send your emails of complaint in his direction, please. Or your handwritten letters or your typewriter typed letters if you so wish. Anyway, with apologies, well, first of all, it's absolutely bucketing down rain here in the Boyne Valley. However, it's about 15 degrees. It's mild. At least the rain is warm, as we say in Ireland. Apologies for not being present for the usual Monday evening live stream, but I did forewarn you of that in last week's episode. I was in Ballyclare, just north of Belfast, last night, giving a talk to the Northern Ireland Amateur Astronomy Society about prehistoric astronomy in Ireland. And we had a lovely evening. Myself and my good lady wife, Anne, that's Anne with no E, just in case you're getting the Christmas cards ready for her. And we stayed overnight in Cora's Corner Hotel in Newtonards, or is it Glengormley? It's one or the other. And had a lovely evening all together. And we met Mandy McCurl. Many of you, some of you at least, will remember, used to tune into the live streams regularly, is still a Mythical Ireland patron and supporter and follower and friend. And so herself and her partner were there last night, and it was great to see them. Lily Shamble says, phew, you're here. I know, a little bit late starting this week. Forgive me. Life is busy. We say in Ireland, when you're really, really busy, that you're running around like a blue-arsed fly. Don't ask me where that phrase originated. I can't tell you. Amanda June Haggerty says, yay! No, in fact, oh, yay! Yes, indeed. Hello, mighty to us, says Rocio Marian Lopez. And we were talking about Dia de Muertos, is it? Or how did we say it? Is it Dia de los Muertos? And at the weekend, we watched one of the James Bond films, which must have been shot in Mexico. And there was a huge Dia de los Muertos parade or whatever you call it going on. And then I saw footage from, was there a Samhain parade somewhere in Cork that had a Mexican element? It had the Dia de los Muertos? Am I even saying it right? Probably not. I'm probably butchering it. But it's funny because we were talking about it last week, and then I saw twice on TV in the intervening period, Dia de los Muertos parades. Johnny Wilson is saying a big hello from Dallas, Texas. 24 degrees with a cool breeze. Well, if it's 24 degrees, that breeze ain't cool. Not what we'd call cool in Ireland anyway. Good afternoon to you, Johnny. Elaine Dent Lingenfelter, also in Texas, is reporting a temperature of an identical temperature to Johnny for a change. There's normally a degree or two of a difference. Good afternoon to you. Let's vibe together with the music. Yeah, will you all Yes. That's how I prepare for the episode. I just dance. Lexi, if that's what you call moving awkwardly and unrhythmically, like an idiot. Lexi Erickson is saying, hello, Anthony, Tom, if you were there, Barbara, Joe, Desiree, and the mighty Tua. Wow. Long list, Lexi. Yes, indeed. Good afternoon to you. Hope you are well. Pretty good here. Hope you are doing well too, says Amanda June. All good. Desiree is saying, hello, me and Amadeus are happy to be tuning in. in this beautiful sunny day. Well, isn't it? Well, for some. It's nighttime here. It's dark. It's dull. It's raining. It's raining heavily. The only thing is it's warm. The rain is warm. Alan Hoskins says, good evening, Anthony, man of mythery and legend. I like that. And all the two are from an oh-so-soggy Ballinaculalu. Hope all are well. Yeah. It's coming from that direction to this, I think. The rain seems to have been moving diagonally. The only thing is it looks like we're still getting it, but it looks after in a half an hour, maybe an hour, it's going to be pretty much gone. So fingers crossed. Barbara Murphy. Always a pleasure to welcome another Murphy into the Mythical Ireland Library. And Barbara says that she's glad to be here, having said hello, everyone. Hello indeed, Tuesday Thompson. Hey, happy Mythology Tuesday. I moved it just for you. I moved it just so I could say that, not because I was in Belfast yesterday. Being in Belfast, giving a talk to a group of astronomers is not ample excuse for missing out on live streaming Live Irish Myths. I could have done it from the hotel. Catherine Cleary is saying hello to everyone from San Diego. May you all be well. Thank you, Anthony, for calling the Tua together. It's clear you've been very busy. Yes, indeed. And up at Ishnok on Saturday for Moncon McGann's Month's Mind and Ashes Scattering. Oh, talk about extraordinary and wonderful and beautiful. Apparently 2,500 people turned out to bid their farewell to the wonderful man that he was. And it was a great celebration. It wasn't a mournful event. It was quite a happy event, I'm glad to report, but very emotional too, for obvious reasons. 17 degrees in Grand Junction, Colorado. 2 degrees warmer than it is here at the moment. Hang on, maybe I'm exaggerating. That was the temperature earlier in my car. So what's it saying? 13 now. Oh, it's gone a bit cooler now. The rain's getting colder. Nico and Stephen are saying, good evening, Anthony and Mythflix family, out on the road with Mouse, Chuck and Maggie. They send tail wags to all and licks. Oh, licks this week as well. Oh. Tell you what, we're feeling special this time. It's that time, Anthony, to use a quote from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime, doubly so. Wise words. Brilliant stuff. Auntie Joe is in the house. Hello, Auntie Joe in also Colorado. Richard Burgess, happy to make it today. Got lost in a time warp last week. Hope everyone is happy and healthy today. Yeah, because we fall back before you do, and that confuses things immensely. Richard, of course, is in New York State. Richard, great to see you. Mariana Dunn is saying hello. Banachti, dear Tua and Anthony, from a lovely autumn in Alexandria, Virginia. Brilliant stuff. A very good afternoon to you. Yes, you said it correctly first. Dia de Muertos, so not Los Muertos. Dia de Muertos. Muertos. Am I saying it right? Is that too Italian? Should be more Spanish, shouldn't it? I shouldn't be using my hands so much. You know, how do you shut an Italian up? Tie his hands behind his back. No, molto bene. Dia de Muertos. Muertos. Please help me. Please help me. Yeah, just a general call for help there. Gotta love the high desert, says Barbara. The nights are 30 degrees cooler. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. Cool nights, yeah. You have to be able to sleep comfortably at night, don't you? John Inman is saying, we too in Eureka, California are having a soft day. It used to be this way for decades and decades. Wow. Sounds very Irish. And Joe is saying hello from Colorado. Sunny and very warm today. All previous high temperature records were broken last Sunday. 28 Celsius. Wow. Crikey. Brian M is saying, Fasker what is the M for, Brian? Please. I'd love to know. I'm curious about these things. Brendan Byrne, we lost the beautiful moon tonight. I think it's full moon tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow night? I think it's tonight. I'm pretty sure it is. Let me just check my moon phase calendar because I can't actually see the moon at the moment because it's completely overcast because it's bucketing down with rain. 99%. Full moon, 5th of November at 13:19 GMT, which is tomorrow in the middle of the day. So almost there. Full moon tomorrow. Brilliant. Great stuff. Anne Scott Doherty, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Yes, indeed, Anne and Bill. Hey, good afternoon to you. Familiar statement, Anthony. My grandmother used to say, way twins could drive her that way. What did I say? Oh, I forget already. Anyway, yeah. Feather brain, don't mind me. I saw there was a section in Galway, maybe it was Galway, not Cork, for Dia de Muertos, held by a small community of Mexicans that live and work there in Galway. I didn't know until I saw a post from a Facebook page. Yeah, I think it was something similar, yeah. Leslie O'Neill, good evening, everyone. I'd forgotten about the change of night. Happy to be catching the live stream. Sláinte, Leslie, this is a glass of water. Whatever you are having yourselves. Aaron O'Leary reports that it's not so warm in Boston. Again, big Irish population in Boston. They brought the weather with them. Oh, Anthony said Samhain parade. I thought he said salmon. I thought that sounded a bit fishy. Yeah. I was showing a picture during my presentation last night, and it was a picture from a Neolithic passage tomb overlooking up on Slieve Gully and taken by Pádraig Ó Cumasci, overlooking the winter sunset. But it looked like they were above the clouds because it was actually foggy below. And I said, I wasn't even there that day. I missed it. Missed fog. Get it? I missed it. The reaction around the lecture hall was legendary in its quietness. Yes. When you're explaining, you're losing. Willie Ford is in the house. Hi, Anthony. I wonder will you be up? Excuse me. Start again. Willie Ford is in the house. Famous Westmeath photographer from a beautiful part of the world called Delvin. Willie, will you be up at Ishnok on Saturday for the Samhain Festival? Because I'll probably see you there, because apparently I'm talking about myths and folklore, and then I'm giving an astronomy talk, hopefully, under clear skies, outdoors, on top of the hill. So if you're there, I'll see you there. What episode number are we at there? It should be up there. Yes, should be up there. Number 348, Brendan. Anne-Marie Fitzgerald, Ishnok Saturday was specialta. Avisha Anna specialta. Anna Tawachtach. Very uplifting. Sad, yes. Sad but joyous. It really was something else, wasn't it? Anne-Marie, you were obviously there. And what about the rain and the hail and the rainbows and the sun and the cloud and the wind and the calm? But I thought the most amazing thing was that when Aisling, Moncon's widow, was scattering the ashes at St. Patrick's Bed, is the name that they give on the passage tomb on the summit there. The sun was out, and it was the low sun was enhancing the atmosphere, and then of course the rainbow appeared immediately afterwards. The full rainbow. It was amazing. McKay says, Brian, thank you. Edina Sparks, did I pronounce it right? Says, afternoon, Anthony, and very rude, but that's because I scooped me dinner down me at 10 to 8. Sorry. Afternoon, Anthony, and the two. It's definitely a fall day in New Mexico. Barely 75 Fahrenheit. Oh, my heart bleeds. Oh, it's just 24 Celsius. What are we going to do? I'm jesting, Edina, of course. I know that's probably cool for you, right? The leaves are falling and a breeze is blowing. I hope everyone's doing well. Well, our leaves are falling, but they get blown all over the place in the gusts. Yeah. McKay, there you go. I did get it right. That is for mind your own business law. Sorry, don't follow, Lily. I always need things explained in great detail. Vania Lee has joined us. Jigwich Mr. Creosote. Croeso to the mighty tour from the mighty Waikato. Summer is in the air here in the land of the long white cloud. 15 Celsius at 9:13 in the morning. Wow, it's warmer there than it is here in our evening. Good morning to you and happy Wednesday, Ivania, in Aotearoa. Brilliant stuff. Yeah. Soft day, says Anne-Marie, is law bug. As in togobuge. Something like that. I hope to be there, buddy. Well, brilliant. I'll see you there because I don't think I'll have my camera with me. I'll be too busy doing other stuff. So be careful when you're taking my picture. People's cameras have been known to break down and stop working when they've taken my picture. Just they can't deal with the ugliness. Maybe today is not Mythical Monday, but since Mr. Anthony is reading Cúchlain of Muirthemne, today can be named Tuesday. Yes, I got to hide in a corner right there. Tuesday. Oh, Lily says it was in regard to Brian, the surname M being for my drums. Yeah, now that I get it and I have the context, it is actually very funny. Hey, look what I have in my hands. It is, or they are, copies of the 2026 Mythical Ireland calendar. Yes, yes, yes. I know. You want one. You want yours. Well, hey, why don't you pop over to the Mythical Ireland website, mythicalireland.com, mythicalireland.ie also works. And you see right at the top in the menu, shop, and click on calendar. And that'll bring you right there where you order it. Just be careful. If you're in Ireland, you get free shipping. That's Ireland and Northern Ireland, anywhere on the island of Ireland. But there are two separate buttons. Ireland free shipping is highlighted. If you don't live in Ireland, you have to click the other button that says rest of world brackets standard shipping. Anyway, let me share that link with you so you can go straight there right now and order your calendars. So Anne has been busy literally all day long. All the pre-orders for Ireland and Northern Ireland were posted today. All the pre-orders for US, Canada, Europe, and the rest of the world are currently in or being enveloped or already enveloped and will be posted in the morning. So, yeah. Hey, let's have a quick look. Why don't we? Sure, look. Why not? That's the cover image is a picture of the sun rising at winter solstice from the front of Newgrange. Superimposed on that, some megalithic art from a curbstone at Nouth. Because do you know what? When I look at this stone, what number stone is this? Number 78, is it? 69. When I look at that curbstone, I can't help but thinking, is this sort of a depiction of the rising sun, you know? So I put the sun right in the middle of it and then the arcs over that, you know? I just thought it worked very well. Anyway, quick look at the photos that are inside. The inside cover photo is Dogda's Mound, Mound B at Brunabonia on the floodplain of the Boyne with flood. Sometimes, on rare occasions, the mound is completely surrounded by water and it becomes a little island in a lake. Amazing stuff. January's Foho. In some parts of Ireland, people say Foho. Particularly in Drogheda, they say Foho, as if it's Phoho instead of Photo. Foho. Did you take a Foho? And that's winter sunrise at Douth. February's photo is a misty scene in the Boyne Valley. That's taken from Ardmulken. Amazing thing about Ardmulken is that although there's no evidence right now, you can't see anything that resembles a passage tomb. Some passage tomb art was found there in the middle of the 20th century on a couple of stones when a house was being built. So there definitely was a Neolithic monument of some kind there at one time. That's March, and that's full moon and Orion over Nouth and some of its satellite mounds. At night, obviously. April's photo is of the Northern Lights at Inverculpa, the Boyne Estuary, taken last year. May's photo shows Cairn V at Cúchlain of Muirthemne in Loughcrew, the partly ruined cairn, and in the background, the main cairn at Cúchlain of Muirthemne, Cairn T. June's image is a drone image of an amazing early medieval complex, just a couple of miles from Newgrange, here in the Boyne Valley, at a place called Little Grange. And it shows what appear to be a couple of ring forts and some field systems. July's photo is Cairn G at Carrowkeel on the Brickleave Mountains in County Sligo, with Loch Arrow behind. Oh man, I just love that place. Can't get enough of it. August's photo is a very broody sky with a magnificent sunset, the sun just appearing beneath the clouds and reddening them up, and the standing stones at the entrance of Nout's Western Passage, Nout being the largest Stone Age monument in Ireland. And from Nout also, for September, one of my favourite photos, that is Curbstone 52, otherwise known as the calendar stone, used, it looks like, to calculate lunar periods, moon numbers. Speaking of the moon, October's photo is the crescent moon with Earth shine and Venus, the evening star. And the morning star, one of the ways of describing it in Irish in previous times was Cúchulain na Muirthemne, which means the early rising little hag, which I absolutely love. November is Clochta, Hill of Ward in County Meath, near Athboy, claimed to be, take it with a pinch of salt, the birthplace of Samhain, i.e. aka Halloween. And December's photo, Curbstone 78 at Newgrange, and some rarely seen megalithic art. You walk around Newgrange and look at the curbstones, and most of the time you don't see that. But on the winter solstice, when the sun is just above the horizon, it lights it up beautifully from the side and makes it visible. And you see the W, the zigzags, the double zigzags in the shape of a W. That's a symbol repeated on Curbstone 51 at Newgrange around the back as well. Anyway, that's the calendar. As I say, get your orders in now. They are flying out the door. I don't know if you saw the photos today of all the ones that we were bringing to the post office. So yeah, get them while they're hot. Get them before they're gone, basically. Let me just quickly catch up before we read. Oh my God, hurry up, Anthony. We're already nearly half an hour in. Michael Trott is also here. Kia ora from Nua Halon. I agree, it's warmer here in Aotearoa. Sadly, we still have fireworks tonight for the Guy Fawkes night, or sometimes Diwali, etc. Bealtaine now in the south. I was in the South Waikato. That is on a road trip last week. Dairy country in New Zealand. Go well, all too, I hear. Great to see you, Michael. A very good morning to you. And yeah, I hope they run out of fireworks soon, because we got quite fed up of them by the time Halloween came around. Anthony, your voice is now being projected into the concourse building of the University of Galway, Ireland. Really? And is it just you that's there, or is there like several hundred people watching? Should I crack some dad jokes, or should I just read? Probably, I'd say. Sandra Boothroyd, obviously, I think that was for the calendar. Maybe another memory surfaced for you. My great grandmother Molly would say, "Foho, yeah, foho. You ever take a foho? They're nice fohos." Kelly Nikiali is saying, "Curb 51 December, a brilliant photo." I'm glad you like it, Kelly. You know, it's every year it's the same. There's a long list, or a short list, as it were, and I create a folder, and I'm like, right, I need to start choosing calendar images. And sometimes I go, oh, I really like that one, and then I write, oh, was that one used before? And sometimes, most of the time it wasn't. But yeah, so there was about 40 images, and I had to choose 14. It's tough, but hey, there's more left for next year. Helena Breen is saying, hello, Anthony, and all the two. Thanks for sharing Moncon McGann photos from the spreading of ashes. My pleasure, Helena. and a lovely, lovely ceremony. B. Jordan, who is almost certainly Barb Jordan, is saying hello on YouTube. Hello, Barb. Anyway, at almost 8:30, I better start reading. So last week, you might remember, we began a story that was called The Wedding of Manya Morgor. And I do think that's kind of funny, because when I say Morgor, I say it in such a way as you think I'm talking about Mordor and the Dark Lands in the Lord of the Rings. But of course, it's not Lord of the Rings, it's Irish mythology. Anyway, we were about halfway through that story last week, so we're basically picking up where we left off. If you missed that episode, and just especially for any newcomers, don't worry, because these streams are saved and they're all available to watch back on the Mythical Ireland YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube, search for Mythical Ireland, and go into the live tab, and the last 347 episodes are all there. But that's a lot of watching, admittedly. If you've only just joined the series, you have a long way to go back. But hey, it's like binge watching, on Netflix or on Paramount or Prime or one of those. When people watch it in entire series and they watch 40 episodes back to back, Oh, Anne McCallum has joined us. Hope everyone's in fine form. It's a lovely sunny day. 13 says 13 here degrees at the moment as well, Anne. Can you believe that? It's the same temperature here and there. Glad to be here for another episode. Love the choices for the new calendar. Brilliant stuff, Anne. Glad that we get the big thumbs up from Ontario. The seal of approval, as it were. We're in episode 348. Just a few more, and that is one for every day of the year. Yeah. 365. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Excuse me. As to Manya, the king's son, he was stately, kind, mannerly, and although he was hardly out of his boyhood, he was braver in the fight than any other. He was gentle in the drinking house, and he was hard in battle, and he was mindful of his enemies, and he was pitiful in wounding, and a spender of treasure, and a stone of anger, and a wave of justice. And he was the head in the gatherings of the three Connachts, and their hand in spending, and their fitting king. He thought it would be dishonour on him ever to be overcome in equal fight by any men in the world, or the place to be taken that he was defending. And he went out and drove the Fomor away from the house. And it is not a hand of healing Manya had that time. And 9 of the Fomor fell by his first attack. Then the outlaw of Great Asia, Fabric Feakal, I'm just wondering whether that would be pronounced Fabric Feakal. Feakal is teeth, so it's something to do with his teeth. We said that last week. Fabric Feakal came up to the threshold and began destroying the men before him. And no one stood against him till he came to the place where Manya was. And then they too set their shields one against the other, and they were fighting together till after midnight. And Fabric gave Manya 3 deep wounds. And when they were tired out with the fight, Manya struck off his head. I see your 3 wounds, and I raise you a decapitation. Then Cuncovar came, and 30 of Gurg's men were killed by him, and the 2 armies fell upon one another, and it is much that even the toes of their feet did not make an attack of their own. And the blood that was in the dun was as high as a man's knees. What about a woman's? And in all the district round, nothing could be heard but the striking of blows on shields, and the clinking of spears, and the clash of swords against one another, and the roar of beaten men. And Manya, when he had overcome the Famor, came where fucking. Oh, we're back to this. Oh, one of the funniest names of Irish mythology. Oh, he's a fucking good one. I'm so childish. It's so puerile. The level of humor here. It's like, kindergarten stuff, And Manya, when he had overcome the Famor, came where fucking son of Dubhlongshech was, and they fought together a good while, and then fucking was killed. I'm trying to hold a straight face, and I can't. And then fucking was killed. Yep, it was fucking murder. Well, listen, now that he's been killed, he's likely to exit the story, so we won't have to put up with too much more of this fuckings. Not this fucking guy again. Amanda June, in relation to the 3 deep flesh wounds suffered by Manya, says it's just a flesh wound. Yes, indeed. It seems everybody's laughing, and it's not at one of my dad jokes. Shockingly, Rex Q. Fortenberry. Rex Quinn Fortenberry has joined us. Greetings, mighty Tua. Better late than never. What a pleasure it is to see you, Rex. We've just been talking about this fucking warrior. That's his name, fucking Facem. Then Manya and Kovtak were driven up into the house after their people were put down, and they held it bravely till morning, and no one was able to make a way in. So it appears at this stage that Fakan has exited the story, so we will have no more hilarity at the expense of his unfortunate name. Of course, in early medieval, and well, this possibly goes a lot further back than that. In early medieval Ireland, nobody was likely to have laughed when somebody uttered the name Fakan, because, of course, the word that it sounds like, belonging to the slang section of the English language, would not be invented, but wouldn't come about for centuries later. So, yeah. In this same night, the same woman that had brought news to Conchobar went to where Maeve was lying in her sleep at Cuchulain, and said to her, "Wake up." It says she was asleep. No, she didn't say wake up. That's just me trying to be funny. Emphasis on trying. "If you had the druid sight, Maeve," she said, "you would not be in your sleep now." "What has happened?" said Maeve. "Conchobar is, at this very moment," said the strange woman, "getting the upper hand of Manya, and he is on the point of putting him to death. Rise up now and gather your men together," she said, "and go out and avenge him." Serious stuff now, tell you. He's gone. Let's thank Fack for that, says Alan. Rex is going to name his dog. If you're just joining us, you have to go watch back the last 5 or 10 minutes to get the 5 minutes, I'd say, to get the context. With that, Maeve wakened out of her sleep, and she called Ailil and told him the vision, and told it to her people as well. "There is no truth in it," said Brickrew. But when Fianamile, the innkeeper's son at Cuchulain, heard it, he waited for no one and made no delay, but set out for the place where Manya was. for Manya was his foster brother. And Maeve chose out 700 armed men, the best that were to be found in Cúchulain at that time. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry. And then Donald Jarrag came. That was the best fighter in the province. And that was another of Manya's foster brothers. And he set out in the same way before the others, and 30 fighting men with him. And the name of every one of them was Donal. Interesting. Okay. Sounds like a stag party, to be honest. But anyway. And then Maeve set out after them on her journey. No. What are we asking? Manuia. What's this? I don't know what that's about, Brian. You might give me more context. Maybe you're not talking to me. Sorry. Rex is getting a big welcome back. Only right. But as to Manya. Oh, are you talking about Manya? It's Maine. It looks like Maine, as in the state. But I suspect the proper pronunciation of that is Manya. But as to Manya, he held the house till the bright rising of the sun on the morrow. And it was not pleasant rest this night and it was not pleasant rest this night brought to either side. When they could see each other by the light of day, each remembered the other to his hurt, and Conchobar began to rouse up his people. If it was the men of Ulster I had with me now, he said, they would not be dragging on with this battle the way the Fomor are doing. When the Fomor heard that sharp reproach, their courage rose up in them, and they pressed on hard in the fight, and never left off till they were through the door of the house. The house they came into had a great name for grandeur, but it was bad work that was done in it now. There were 100 tables of white silver in it, and 300 of brass, and 300 of white bronze. And there were 30 vessels with pure silver from Spain on their rims, and 200, pardon me, and 200, voice crack. I'll start that sentence again. And there were 30 vessels with pure silver from Spain on their rims, and 200 cow horns ornamented with gold or silver, and 30 silver cups, and 30 brass cups. And on the walls there were hangings of white linen with wonderful figures worked on them. Anna L is in the house on YouTube as Anna's View. Good evening, Anthony on the two. Anna L here. Just needed that laugh. I know I can always rely on you. Yeah, I don't know which of the things you were laughing at, but there's been a few. I mostly laugh myself, and even when nobody else is laughing, so I don't always know when stuff is funny, except for when people tell me it's funny. I also cannot see your reaction on the other side of the screen, so therefore cannot gauge on a scale of 1 to 10 how good or how bad the humor is. Or the dad joke. The one about the fog, I missed that. Oh, yes. Never mind. Then the two armies met one another in the middle of the house, and a great many were killed there. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Big house. And Covtock Gerg's son, this is Gerg, not to be confused with Greg, like we said last week, after he had killed many of the Fomor, came to where Berngal Breck was hewing the heads off the men of Connacht, and they fought together, and Berngal was worsted in the end. Brian says, okay, there's 5 Manyas at one point in the Toynball Cúlingha version I have. Wow. And as to Manya, he killed Buri of the Rough Word, and after that he went mad and raging through the house, and 30 other men fell by him. But when Conchobar saw the madness that was on Maine, he turned to him, and Maine waited for him, and they fought a long while. And Maine threw his casting spear so strong and straight that it went through Conchobar's body. And while Conchobar was striving to draw out that spear, Maine wounded him with the long spear that was in his hand. Then Brod came to help Conchobar, and Maine gave him 3 heavy wounds, so that he was able to fight no more. But then Conchobar attacked him with blows on every side until he laid him dead before him. And after he had killed Maine, he began to attack the crowd about him, so that they fell foot to foot and neck to neck all through the house. And at the end, there was not one of Maine's people left living. And of the 3 times 50 men that came with Conchobar, there was not one left living but himself and Brod. And if they were itself, they did not come whole out of it. I need to read that again. And at the end, there was not one of Maine's people left living. And of the 3 times 50 men that came with Conchobar, there was not one left living but himself and Brod. And if they were itself, they did not come whole out of it. Helena Breen, I like that suggestion. We could do a bit of Monty Pythoning, I think. I'm laughing, but rearranging my Irish bookshelves. You have inspired me, but I was laughing. You're humoured and inspired all at the same time. This is a good combination, I think. The full Irish, Gary, is in the house. Good evening, great and good to another fine day on the sod. It wasn't me arse. It was up in Ulster, or in Northern Ireland. But as we journeyed down from Belfast this morning, when we got to Newry, it was grey and raining, and it's been like that almost all the time since. Joseph McGrail bait up. Hello, young fella. Good day, good day, good day. Long time no see. Joe, I hope you're in good form. What a pleasure to see you on Live Irish Myths. Then Conchobar. Did you just say knee to that old woman? We are the knights that say knee. Then Conchobar drove Covthach, Gerg's son, out of the house, and while he was following him over the plain, Ferrav came with her foster sister to the place where Maine was lying, and she cried and lamented over him, and she said, "My grief, you are alone now, you that spent so many nights in company." And she made this complaint. And of course, that word complaint, it probably means some sort of a lament rather than a complaint, you know. Joseph is very well, thank you. Joseph, your main claim to fame, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that you're the town crier somewhere. Pardon me for not remembering the town. Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, he's one of those. Hey, oh, yeah, oh, hey, ringing a bell, telling people all the latest news. A much more interesting way to find out something than reading it on Facebook. Social media, medieval style. Anyway, it's good to see you. Oh, young man, is it your... Oh, young man, it is red your bed is. It is bad the signs were, and you coming into the house, a foretelling of tears to all your people. Ah, Canberra. Oh, I didn't know it was Canberra. And how do I say that? Quayan Bayan? Quayan Bayan? Wow. He really is a town crier, folks. And he also hosts the No Name Trivia Show. which I've been a guest on several times. Great fun. The points don't matter, but the fun definitely does. O son of Maeve, O branch of high honour, O son of Ailil, who is not weak, it is a pity it is from so Irish. It is a pity it is for my heart and my body for to be lying you to be lying there forever. O young man, the best I ever saw, a rod of gold, and you lying on the pillow, whenever you and an enemy met together, that was the last meeting there was between you. There is grief on me, you to be lying there, young man, son of Maeve. Your face was ruddy, your hand was rough in battle. That was the last meeting there was between you. I skipped a paragraph there. So let me just try that again. There's grief on me, you to be lying there, young man, son of Maeve. Your face was ruddy, your hand was rough in battle. It is grief that has been put into my heart that was waiting for you. It is seldom you were without arms up to this, until you were struck down, lying dead. The shining spear pierced you, the hard sword wounded you, till blood was dropping down on your cheeks. Oh, that were you. What? It would help if I could read, wouldn't it? You know? Yeah. Oh, what were you to me, and I not to have seen your death, my darling, my choice among men, he that was worth good treasure. He is my husband for all my days, great Manya, Ailil's son. I will die for the want of him, and he not able to come and care me. His purple cloak is grief to me, and himself lying there on the floor of the house, and his hand that was struck off after he fell, and his head in the hand of Conchobar. Queen Bian. Ah, okay. Queen Bian. Oh, right. So Canberra, or Canberra? Canberra? Canberra. Canberra. How do you say that? Oh, God. I'm terrible. Yeah, I have to know these things. But Queen Bian. Yeah, I like that. Is that an African swallow? And his sword that was strong, heavy and striking, Conchobar has carried it far away, and his shield there where he fell, and he defending his people. He himself a hero, and no lie in it. It is he divided much riches, and it is not a little thing he did to die like that, and he defending his people. The fair young man of Connacht to be lying there cold, and the best of his troop along with him. It is a pity for his people that died defending him. It is a pity for me, his unmarried wife. There is nothing I can do for you, Manya. It is on myself the hurt is come. My heart is broken with it, and I looking at you, Manya. Then Phenamile, the innkeeper's son from Cúchlain, came to the house, and Ferb saw him, and she said, Here is Phenamile come to visit us, but whatever companions he has left at home, he will find none before him here. That is rough news you are giving me, Ferb, or Ferb, said Phenamile, and indeed I am parted from my companions, if it is they that are lying here, he said. They are your companions indeed, said Ferb. They overcame others, and now they are overcome themselves. And Phenamile said, And Manya, is he living? My comrade, my dear friend, my prince at home. And Ferb said, It is bitter to me you to ask this, for I know you did not think it was Manya's last bed you would find here. And then she told Fianna Máel all that had happened. And Fianna Máel said, when this news of the thing the people of Ulster have done goes out, they will be attacked in the west and in the east as long as there is a man living in Connacht. But Ferrav said, there are not left any of the army of Ulster but Conchobar himself and Brod, his chariot driver, and the both of them were wounded by Manya before Conchobar killed him at the last. Then Fianna Máel went out to follow after Conchobar to get satisfaction for Manya's death. And he met with Niall of the Fair Head, Conchobar's son, and 100 men with him, and they looking for Conchobar, and for all they were so many, he fought a hot battle with them till he fell dead. And after he left Ferrav, she was looking at the young men of Connacht, and she made this complaint. Lynn Murphy, also aka Lynn White. Hello, Lynn. Always a pleasure to welcome another Murphy to the live stream. Of course it is. Monica Regley saying hello from Zurich Airport, flying to Melbourne in 50 minutes. Wow. Heading down in Joseph McGrail Baitup's direction. Well, probably not that close, but you know, Australia is a very big country after all. Safe flight, Monica. And I hope you enjoy at least a few minutes of the live stream while you're in Zurich Airport. A pity it is, young men of Connacht, that there is not soft down in your pillows under you. You that took the defence and would not give it up. What troop was there better than yourselves? And now you are lying like a loosened thread. It is a heavy hand was laid on your eyes. You were given the sour drink of beaten men. Your story is hard. It will be a cause of battles. It will be a foretelling of many years. It is a pity there is no help for me to bring you, but only to be keening and crying over you. It would be better for me to go with you and my ashes to be scattered abroad. Interesting though, isn't it? You know, the fact that it mentions the scattering of ashes suggests that cremation was at least one of the rites, one of the possible, probably the way things were done back then, to be honest with you. But when is back then? Who can date the stories? Most scholars say Iron Age to early medieval, you know. Too much stress and too many people. Airports can be like that. Canberra. Okay. Thanks, Joe. You see, I need, you know, I need these little bits of help, you know. You were the best of the armies of Ireland, young men of Connacht, and I keening you. Many women will cry, och, och, after your proud ways. It is proud you were coming into the house. It is not common men you had for your fathers. Oh, beautiful young men of Connacht, it is a pity it is the way you are now. Then Donald Jorrig came to the lawn before the dun, and Ferrav's foster sister saw him, and she said, it is a pity he was not here, and Manya living, for he would have given him good help. And when Ferrav heard he was there, she went out to him, and she said, well, Donald, hawk of valour, here is a thing for you to do, to avenge your foster brother that has got his death. And it is what Donald said. If Manya has fallen, the man has fallen that was above all his companions, in courage, in wisdom, and in gentleness. And Ferrav said, it is not the work of a hero, you to be sighing and keening and crying ochon. But since Manya will not come back for that, it is better for you to go out against his enemies. And Donal said, I will go. I will destroy Conchobar. I will destroy his 2 sons in revenge for Manya. And Ferv said, if it had been yourself, Donal Jarrag, which literally means Red Donal, that had got your death from the men of Ulster on account of me, the story of the great vengeance Manya did for it would be told in every place. Then Donal said, and as it is Manya Morgor himself has got his death, I will never go home westward, so long as there is a man left living in Ulster. Erica Bow is in the house. Hello, Erica. Greetings of almost Samhain to you. Astronomical Samhain is on the 7th, I think, isn't it? It's the 6th or the 7th. I think it's the 7th. Almost at astronomical Samhain. So Donal went out, and he had not long to wait till he saw a great troop coming towards him. And Feradach of the Long Hand, Conchobar's son, with them. And Donal and his men attacked them, but they were outnumbered, and all his men fell. And he himself wounded Feradach twice, but then his men came at him, and Feradach struck his head off and let out his shout of victory, and his people shouted along with him. Is it another bank holiday there again? No, that was last week for Halloween. No bank holiday this week. We don't have them every week. I think there are 5 or 6 of them in a year. Not as many as you would probably think. Yeah. And Ferv was gone into the house again, and she was looking at Manya. There is no good appearance on you now, the way you are, Manya, she said. And my father got his death through you, and my father's son. But even so, I will die with the fret of losing you. And it is what she said. There are many women and many young girls will be lonely after you. You to be the only one to fail them. It is beautiful you were up to this. Yeah, up until the point where his head was struck off. Yeah, kind of stating the obvious, really. But anyway, let's not ruin a good story by letting the facts get in the way. It is beautiful you were up to this, proud and tall, going out with your young hounds to the hunting. It is spoiled your body is now. It is pale your hands are. It is bad the news is that will travel westward to Findavar of the fair eyebrows. The story of her brother that failed Ferv. It is not I that have not my fill of sorrow. Such a strange way. Yeah. Joseph's giving you all welcome in advance, Monica. So from Zurich to Melbourne, I'm sure is a long flight. 15 hours, would it be? Something like that. 12 hours anyway, 14 hours. I don't know. Debbie Sheehy is in the house, joining the Tua late tonight, and good to be here. Brilliant stuff, Debbie. Great pleasure to welcome you to the live stream. I hope you are in good form and working away. And yeah, getting ready for you know what. I've lost my place. Then Maeve and her men came up to where Conchobar was, and his 2 sons that had joined him. And they faced one another, and the fight began. And Maeve broke through the army of Ulster to get satisfaction for her son and for her people. And she killed Conchobar's 2 sons. But Conchobar stood out and faced her in spite of his wounds, and in spite of being tired out, for his hurts were healed by the greatness of his anger after his 2 sons being killed. Then Maeve was driven back and lost the battle, and the Druids brought her away, as was their custom, and Conchobar followed after them till they had passed Mayini. And then he turned back to spoil Gerg's dun, and he carried away with him all he could find of treasures, and he took away the great brass vat that was in the house, and brought it to Owen. And when it was filled with beer, all the province of Ulster used to drink from it, and it got the name of the champion's drinking vat. I bet it did. Yes, Coda has been fairly quiet tonight, Desiree. Well pointed out, well observed. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. He could be warm. It's warm in the house because it's warm outside, you know. Teresa Collins joining late too tonight. I'm glad to catch up with you, Anthony, and this lovely tour. Teresa, has it stopped raining down where you are? Because it's still raining up here in the Boyne Valley. Although, hopefully, it looks like it's not going to last a mad lot longer. And Ferv died with grief for Manya, and Noagal died with grief for her husband and for her 2 sons. And a grave was made for them, and a stone put over it, and their names were written in Ogham. And Rath Inni got the name of Dua Ferv, Ferv's Mound, after that. And this was the first blood shed in Ulster on the account of the brown bull of Cuchulain. And that brings to a close the story that was called the wedding of Manya Morgor. The next story, which I'm not going to start reading tonight, is it's the longest one of them all, basically. It is the war for the bull of Cuchulain. It's about 40 pages long, which is probably going to take us I would say 5 episodes. Yeah. So for the newcomers, Joseph, so we are reading from Lady Gregory's translation of Cúchlain of Muirthemne, which is like a series of tales. We were reading a story called The Wedding of Manya Morgor. It's all part of the Ulster cycle of tales, which we can't actually specifically put a date on because a lot of these weren't written down until the Middle Ages, but they predate the Middle Ages by centuries. Believed by scholars to be at least early medieval, if not Iron Age, probably pre-Christian, possibly into the BC period. But there are aspects of these stories that could be much, much, much older than that again. Oh no, 5 days of the Táin, says Brian McKay. Now I know your name, I can say it, McKay. Yes. Doing some lexicon work, there are 3 grades of the evil eye, and Lou's crane dance shows a healing eye. The blue eye against the evil eye is Lou's eye. Goes into staring in wrath or envy, jealousy. So Lou's healing eye is blue. Is that right? What are you reading that from, Brian? I'd love to know more of it. That's fascinating. Lou's crane dance. Where do I find that? Give me some sources. Give me some decent. Don't give me Wikipedia. Give me a book that I can pull off the shelf here. You know. And just checking, was there anyone else that I missed? No. Anyway, questions and comments. But Joseph McGrail, Bait Up, and others who were, didn't join at the beginning, joined in later on, you may be interested in the fact that the Mythical Ireland 2026 calendar is now available. Not to pre-order, because it arrived from the printer and is looking resplendent with all the lovely photos, as we were having a joke earlier on, all the lovely photographs that are in it. It hopefully will be adorning the walls of many of the Mythical Ireland Tua around Ireland and indeed around the world as we head into 2026 from 2025. I know there's no guarantees, folks. The world is the way it is. It's a mad world. Sure, tomorrow isn't guaranteed, but hey, we have to keep imagining that there's a better world around the corner. 2026. So that's it. So much blood spilling like Homer. Yeah, it's one of the things I don't like about the Ulster cycle of tales is the bloodletting. So many murders and heartlessness, really, brutality. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea, Thank you, Helena. If you want those adorning your walls, at least the postal strike is easing in Canada. If you have any orders there, we certainly do have orders to ship to Canada. Yeah, so fingers crossed they'll get there without any delay or without any undue hassle or what have you. Canada's had a few issues with the post now over the last while. Strikes and things, Yeah, so that is the story for now. Now, next week, we should ideally do an episode for Samhain, but it's a busy week. So, next week. I can't stream next Monday either because I have another event. Oh, no, hang on. What am I talking about? Oh, I am. Yeah. Looks like next week's live stream will also be on Tuesday. I know Tuesday Thompson is happy about this, but all the people who are called Monday are not at all pleased, I hear. I love the Yoda cup, Anthony. Like it, you do. Drink water, he does. That word you said is Halloween, is it? You mean Samhain? No? Was that what you're talking about, Joe? Catherine Cleary, you're very welcome. Thank you for another great reading. May you and everyone have a good week, and you also. And make sure to come back next week. Ooh, Samhain episode will be great. I know. Samhain is, a very important time. Well, maybe that's what we'll do next week. Instead of, in lieu of. Let's take a break for a week for one episode of, bloodshed and all that, violence and mayhem. Thanks, Anthony, for a lovely evening, and thank you all the two for the laughs and company shared here, says Helena Breen, especially with the name. Yeah, the warrior called Fakin. Well, hey, let's be honest. They could have written an entire saga about him, and every page of it would be funny, but not for the reasons that you would thought. Samhain. So it's spelt Samhain. 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 Lily Shamble says, you want bloodletting? What's wrong with leeches? Hey, there's a medieval method that doesn't have to involve deep flesh wounds and chopping off of heads, Nice Yoda glass, but I prefer the Guinness one, and I don't like Guinness. Oh, yeah, where is my Guinness? Oh, yeah, I know where it is. It's in the van. That's the place for it, Anthony. Yeah, I know. Sipping from the Guinness, driving the van, passing the squad car, the Gardaí, as we call them, the police, and swinging from a Guinness can and sort of winking and nodding at the guard, going, "Hey, guard!" Yeah. Yes. It's Samhain for the whole of this month. Well, of course, the month of November is Samhain in Irish. But and yeah, I do think it was more like a season or a time period than a day in ancient times, I think. Laughter is the best with friends. Be safe, all, says Adina with thanks. You're very welcome, Adina. Yeah. Right. I will say thank you for your glorious company. And don't forget to order your calendars. And we'll see you at some point. If you're heading to Ishnok for the Samhain Festival, I'll see you there. Make sure to say hello. Anyway, in the meantime, have a fabulous week. Thank you for the information, Anne. The calendars will be sent. Hopefully they'll arrive without too much delay or difficulty. All that remains for me to say at this point is Mocharja Galéir ar fud an dawan Ikawa Colosov Slán go fól agus tó go bugé.